What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. The film I'm about to review for you guys is a movie that I caught on Netflix. It also had a simultaneous theatrical release, but I did catch it on Netflix, and that would be Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny, the sequel to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which came out in 2001, directed by Ang Lee. Now, the original one was an Academy Awarded film. It stunned audiences and critics, and it was such a great film. But it came out 15 years ago, and it was a Chinese language production from Sony Pictures Classics. Now, this time around, 15 years later, it's an American production, and it was produced by the Weinstein Co. and Netflix. So it is produced exclusively for Netflix streaming. So, is this film better or as good as the original? Not even close. The original was a full-on Chinese production, and it was a near-perfect film. In fact, I think it's a perfect film. It was very well written. It is a beautifully shot film. The characters are all so elegant. The martial arts sequences are just so wonderfully choreographed from Master Yuen Woo-ping. And there's just a lot of depth to the story. Now this time, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny, you know what? I think the best way to describe it is, one of my friends called it this, and that is a sweet and sour pork kung fu film. And that's what it really is, because sweet and sour pork is a Western Chinese food favorite. A lot of Western audiences love sweet and sour pork, and it is the most westernized Chinese food there is. That's how you can describe, or that's how you can accurately describe what Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is. First of all, it's an English language film. It is a film where all the actors, regardless of the fact that it is a Chinese kung fu film, they all speak English. And it sounds ridiculous because a lot of the characters, when they speak English and they say their Chinese names, it just doesn't sound right. There's something missing about it, and something just doesn't sound right. On top of that, it's not even filmed in China. You don't even have fights in bamboo forests or fights in like Chinese settings. It's done in New Zealand. So in a way, it feels kind of like Lord of the Rings. It's filmed in New Zealand with CGI Chinese landscapes, and you can totally tell that it is not China. Now, as for the rest of the film, it is directed by Master Yuen Woo-ping, and he has done way better work than this, like way better work. Okay, this is kind of garbagey. Now, Master Yuen Woo-ping has done some pretty crappy films, but this is somewhere in the bottom of the barrel because, you know, he is an amazing action director, an amazing martial arts fight choreographer. He did the action in the Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, the Matrix trilogy, and of course also Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But this feels like the American production just ran out of money. They couldn't let him express his ability to make great sequences. And even if you have great actors like Michelle Yeoh and Donnie Yen, it feels like they're really not putting their best work in this, even though they appear to be the most passionate about the project, especially because you can see authentic martial arts moves, or rather expertly executed martial arts moves. It still feels like, you know, the moves started getting lazy, as if the money started the production started running out of money or something like that. So it just wasn't very good in that department. The acting was horrible. The dialogue delivery was atrocious. The lines were poorly written. It's a very poorly written story. It feels like a very, very thinly plotted film. A lot of the characters are just very, very thin and shallow, and you even have an actor like Jason Scott Lee who plays the villain, and he feels like your standard American movie villain. The way he's like is like, oh, okay, we gotta conquer the world, or, you know, we have to kill them, and, okay, they will never get past me. You know, these are lines with absolutely no depth. They're all one-liners, and that's his role for the entire film. It's just a bunch of meaningless lines that really bring no depth to the character. As for the rest of the film, I think the real only saving grace of the film is Donnie Yen and Michelle Yeoh in a film together. Their performances of the martial arts sequences were a lot better than everybody else. It was kind of cool to see the wire fu again. I really like wuxia films, and I like all the wire work, and it's done quite well, but it's definitely not the best I've ever seen. What else could I say was good about it? Not too much. I think that's about it. There really isn't much good stuff to say about this film. It just feels cheap. It feels like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny was a feature-length pilot episode for an American martial arts film series. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like, I mean, it appears like a pilot, and it appears like they just have a pretty low budget. And you know, I guess the only other thing that's good about it is that they kept within the original theme of they kept the theme of the original. But other than that, there's really not much left to offer. Anyways, I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 10. Now, if you're wondering why this movie was even made, well, actually, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the original, is actually the first story in a 5-book novel series. And Sword of Destiny is actually the 5th and final book. They just called it Sword of Destiny. It's actually called something else in the novel, but they just renamed it Sword of Destiny just to make it more accessible to audiences, to American audiences, or rather to Western audiences, because I think that the original title was called like Iron Crane, like something something. But anyways, that's all I gotta say in this video. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. I don't recommend this film. I mean, if you got like an hour and 45 minutes to kill, then go right ahead and watch it. But it's just not a very good wuxia film. There are other great ones out there. Of course, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. There's Hero, House of Flying Daggers, to name a few. But that's all I really have to say. And don't waste your time with this film. 3 out of 10. Anyways, if you enjoyed this review, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.